Little warriors. The mirror fogged up from the hot water of the bathtub as Sam set up her candles and slowly slid into the water. Her entire body was covered with goosebumps. She loved it dearly when the full bathtub took possession of her, and she lost herself in the hot embrace. She submerged and let her head slide into the hot water. Only her face was above the surface. So she lay perfectly still, listening to her breath as reality blurred. Wolf, lion, death, silence. The cool grass was soft beneath her. She sat up and was alone. There were birds chirping far away. Sam had to chuckle when she glanced at her feet. Small, greasy, and dirty, they peeked out from the dungarees. The tiny toes wiggled happily. Sam reached forward, pulled them closer to her, and examined the child's feet closely. That tickled, and she laughed. Then she saw the branch lying in the grass and grabbed it. She dropped to the side like a stone and saw herself lying head-on in the grass, as if to watch the grass stalks grow. She frowned and pushed herself back up. Something was wrong with her body. Then she reached for the branch. It was special, and it divided from one solid length into two separate ones. She squinted one eye and looked at it closely. Whatever it reminded her of was on the tip of her tongue, but it didn't come out. She determined that she could make use of this branch later and tucked it into the pocket of her dungarees. Her favorite pair of pants, in fact, had been for ages. They'd seen a lot of mud and brawls. Sam frowned, clutched her head, and then brought her hand up to her eyes. She saw a child's hand with little fingers wiggling. "What the hell?" she muttered. Sam braced her hands and pushed down on her legs. It had been a long time since she had stood up like this. Then she headed toward the forest. It looked dark and grim to her, and Sam stopped. Something inside her told her she'd better not enter. A squeeze worked its way up in her stomach. She ducked her head and walked slowly forward. Something moved in the underbrush, and a clanging sound rang out. Sam stopped, crouched, and felt sheltered by the trees of the forest that had been waiting for her like silent giants. Sam blinked. She couldn't see anything, so she walked on all fours for a few more feet. And then it was in front of her, like an apparition, snow white with a dark top. "Wow, beautiful," she murmured. She knew what it was. She had always wanted exactly such a feather, and never had she found one. Until today. Devoutly, she bent down further and looked at it closely. Then she reached out and lifted the feather. A tingle went through her fingers. She giggled. "Now I'm a real warrior," she whispered, stroking it lovingly. The faucet persistently dripped into her consciousness. Pling, pling, pling. Monotonously, it performed a song on Sam's nerves. Pling, pling, pling. She opened her eyes and frowned. The bathwater was still warm, but no longer hot. She raised her hand and looked at it. Softened, wrinkled, but adult. The window was open a bit, allowing a glimpse of the starry sky. A cool breeze made her shiver. Something was flying away. It wasn't really audible, at least not the way the fluttering of an ordinary bird would sound. It was more like a whiff of something flying. Her back ached. She sat up and stretched, trying to flex her muscles. Then she slowly eased herself back into the water and turned on the hot water.